this. Yeah. Really, I feel strongly about this, and I need to tell you this like right freaking now. First of all, I used to be a Buckeye, so, you know, you and I, we could tell jokes to each other. But truly, the Senate, when I went up to the Senate, you know, I'm allowed to go to the Senate, and I sometimes get to sit with 30 senators from our party. And I sit there and I say things to them that, that my listeners bring up to me, and common sense tells me also, I should be asking you this. So I ask them questions like, why don't you just cut the money off for the contractors and see if this war doesn't just die down? And they look at me like I've got 4 heads. Like, are you kidding me? Now, why is that?
They're not as gutsy as we are. We notice after they leave here and go to the Senate, they never call, they never write.
They don't. And they would break up with you on a Post-it. That's how, you know. That's just like very strange.
A note on the fridge. Yeah, well, we are far more active here, but then we suffered a great deal more.
I agree.
These last 12 years.
I agree. I always tell everybody that I like the House side better because you're more raucous, is what I say.
Yes, we are.
I know.
I know.
But how is it possible that Alberto Gonzales is good? This is why I want you in the Senate as well. I go to the, you know, you watch Alberto Gonzales in the Senate. You watch him testify. He can't remember a damn thing. Then we hear James Comey with this unbelievable freaking story about, you know, taking advantage of the sick man. The hero is Mrs. Ashcroft. It's always a woman.
Yeah.
You know, right? She's the hero in the story. And yet Alberto Gonzales gets to walk out of there not in handcuffs. Shouldn't he be in jail?
Well, I don't know why they waited to tell the story for so long. I'm seriously troubled by that. Did he have to be invited to come and tell the Senate about it?
Well, that's why I refuse to let him be the hero of the story. A lot of callers say, James Comey is the hero. I'm like, not really, you know.
Well, right. I mean, he wanted to go to the Senate. I appreciate what he did.
Me too.
Without no question. In fact, as he tells us, that Director Mueller would have resigned as well. But I don't know that. I just, what I think has happened here is a conspiracy of silence. Everybody turned their head while all these nefarious things went on. Terrible things went on in these agencies. Corruption was rife. And people just turned their head and looked the other way. Now they're willing to talk as subpoenaed.
Right. 4 years. Well, it was 2003 and nobody even knows what's in this wiretapping program. To this day, no one knows.
No.
So we don't know what the hell they're doing. But, you know, okay. So he waits from 2003, doesn't quit till 2004. Ashcroft doesn't quit till 2004. Then they finally, you know, they leave. Okay, good, they leave. So
then look who they bring in.
Yeah. The guy who tried to...
I have to tell you that the vote was very strong for him in the Senate. He didn't have a lot of trouble over there. I don't think anybody asked him, you know, what his qualifications were for that job. And
Congresswoman Slaughter, they never do.
Well, good grief, the man said that the Geneva Conventions were quaint.
I know, and he was pro-torture.
Yes.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Memo on torture. We knew that. And we were champing at the bit. Or no, don't let him in. Don't let him in.
Yeah, well, now
then, was it 3 out of the candidates, Republican candidates for president, believed in torture?
Yeah, well, and the audience was cheering, which really gave me the creeps. But, okay, now I got a House question for you.
Yeah.
So we know about Alberto, and we need to impeach him. That's a House question. Do you think anybody is willing to look into articles of impeachment for Alberto?
People are, I think the resolution asking him to resign is in the works.
It's not good enough. He'll show up and become a captain of a corporation, you know, a CEO.
Yeah.
We got to make it so that this man can never hold a position of trust or honor.
I don't think he ever would. I really don't.
Please. George is on the phone right now. They thought it was bad when they got Monica a job at Revlon, which she deserved. She loved fashion. But honestly, I mean, he's on the phone right now, I'm sure, saying, hey, listen, Alberto might have to resign. He's in this resignatory mood, and I need to find him employmentation. You know, right now he's doing it, and he's going to end up being a CEO somewhere.
No,
he'll be in the next neocon administration.
He can't be rehabilitated. And I think the Monica Goodling testimony on Wednesday will finish it off.
Yeah, it's going to be bad. You know, I was reading the Washington Post today. It's a bad week last week for Bush. I'm like, wait till this week.
Yeah, oh yeah.
All right, so how badly do you want to beat up Marsha Blackburn? Because I think you and me could take her. And for those of you who don't know, Marsha Blackburn is a representative from Tennessee who only talks in talking points.
Yeah, well,
that's all she does.
That's all. Well, let me tell you that this is not the House of Representatives I served in when I first came here. In the first place, the idea that we have to keep writing laws to make people be decent and just comply with law, and it is abhorrent to me. I mean, if these people weren't fully formed before they got to Congress, we're not going to change them.
Well, I really want the House to impeach something.
Well, I know it.
I don't care what.
Here's the question. Are we better off to try to find out what these 125,000 contractors have done, where all that money went, or should we waste the time trying to impeach somebody? That's really been the question here. It takes forever. We're even more concerned about putting somebody in the ethics committee over here because that puts it down a black hole. You never know what's going on there. They have no report, no nothing.
Well,
we're trying to do it as openly as we can.
I know, you guys are working hard.
But we're having a heck of a time with
Well, if you ask me, which would I prefer, I'd say impeachment.
For Gonzalez.
For everybody. I mean,
for
look,
Bush and
know why? Here, I got two names that you might understand why I don't want them to be able to ever hold positions of honor or trust or profit. John Negroponte and Mr. Poindexter. You see what I mean?
Oh, I know. I couldn't believe it when Poindexter came back to work.
Right. That's why.
That was a surprise.
That's why we want impeachment, because then they can never rear their ugly rears again in another neocon administration in the future. You know, we're just protecting the country. That's the best argument for doing it.
Right.
So,
but what about John Ashcroft? I mean, who in the world would ever thought he would stood up to those people?
No, he was on morphine. His judgment was, impaired. But you know what? Props to Mrs. Ashcroft, who knew to make the call.
Yes.
So, it's always a woman. It always is. But when John Ashcroft is the hero in the story, the crap has hit the fan.
Oh, God.
You know what I'm saying?
People don't understand the terrible things that have happened in their name. I'm sure of that. I've discovered that when I go home and make speeches, mostly what I do is I say I want to tell you what you don't read in your paper.
It's true, and that's pretty much what this network is about.
Yes. But congratulations on everybody. I love him.
Oh, thank you.
I've known him forever. He's a wonderful human being.
Yeah, well, okay. Thank you.
If you have any trouble with Mark, you just call me.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay. All right.
I love you, Congressman Slaughter.
Oh, thank you so much, Randy.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Talk to you soon.
You bet. Bye-bye. I love her. 48 after.
You're listening to Randy Rhoads, the original Madam Speaker.
Madam Speaker, the President of the United States.
She's a lady.